What's going on? The social media world. Welcome to Tech Talk Tuesday. I am your host, DJ The Force. And we're coming out here today with some general tips and tricks regarding streaming on Twitch, different features and functions to allow you to be the best streamer that you can using things that are economically or economical for you, so that you can also work at building your stream up as you get on here and you start doing different things and different features. So this week's Tech Talk is going to be kind of an open format where I'm going to be able to generally answer questions that may come up as chatters come online. But there are some things that I did want to look at that I did find from some previous streams that I did on different features. So I do want to start with having that as well. So I hope you guys can benefit from this stream. Just setting a couple of things up here. Actually went to the wrong spot. I need to take this. As soon as my computer responds the way I want it to. There we go. And I want to revisit some things from the last stream in the mod view. Just quickly want to let you know about a feature that is out there that if you don't know, you can actually start using. And it allows you to be able to monitor the chat and delete messages while you are modding for your streamer. So I'm going to switch over to that in just a moment, show y'all exactly what that is. That's what I want there. Turn this feature on, turn that feature off. All right, here we go. And it's just a little simple feature that I want to show y'all in regards to your mod view. So in your mod settings, you do have an option so that you are able to turn on the ability to show your mod icons and your mod statuses. Typically that's turned off like so. And if you kind of notice, there was a change in the background with the chat. But once you turn it on, it adds additional options on there to the chat so that you're able to delete a message, time it out, or ban the listener or streamer. So what I'm gonna do here, because we'll minimize that to the dock. Okay, that way y'all don't see the window behind the window behind the window behind the window behind the window. So now again, you come here, you toggle the show my feature on. At that point, it allows you to add the timer, the timeout, the banner, the ban option, and the delete right in the actual chat. So now what I can actually do here is, I don't want this message there as a mod. And the message was deleted by the moderator. So what happens is, when you go to a regular view, no one sees that but the mods. So that is one feature I wanted to show you in regards to the mod feature. The other thing that I did want to talk about today is something that I'm trying with that I found with Streamlabs, but I also found it in Stream Elements, and that is your event timer. And I'll go ahead and show that to you now. So basically, when you're in your you in Stream Elements, you go to your dashboard. Once your dashboard loads, you go over to your chat bots, and then you have your timers. And with your timers, it allows you to put messages in there. It lets you put your messages in there, and then it allows you to set the timers on what you want it to say. So for an example, one feature that I've started to use is that, in addition to my regular shout outs, whenever I come across streamers that are looking for assistance with attaining followers or getting exposure out to Twitch, and they notify me of that, I go ahead and add the timer I've actually created this timer here. And then what I do from here is I actually list all the DJs that I want to give a follow to, whether they're in the room or not in the room. That way if you got a campaign and you're helping somebody boost their numbers, here's a good way of doing it. You can actually list their name here, and then as the stream goes on, it pops up in the stream. It tells your listeners, hey, I support these people. Go ahead, follow them. So this is just one of the features here. You can actually set it to be not just displaying while you're online, you can actually have it displaying when you're offline. So if somebody comes to your channel and they look at your chat, then they actually can see the people that you're following in the chat. And I thought that was a cool feature here. I even have one here for the merch store. I'm going to modify that just a little bit. Change it, say check out the Force store. Once we've made the changes, we hit save. Now these two messages during the stream should be popping up in my chat as we are handling or doing our stream here. And that's kind of the goal I want. I want certain things just to show up. I don't have to keep reminding my mods to put that information up. So then I can add those here. This one here that I have turned off is when I play the Raid Shadow Legends. Then this actually links, I turn it on so that other people can join the game and join with me, so that they can also participate in the quest that I'm doing. So those are the two things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the timers. I wanted to talk about the option for you to set to delete messages or ban or timeout messages so that you can help your streamer improve their streams. And I had allotted the remainder of the stream to be for people if they had any questions. So I'm hanging around in the chat just for a few minutes here in the stream to see if anybody decides or wants to join the stream and have any questions. And if you like these tech talks, or if you have any questions, you have the option of either coming to one of three sources. If you go to www.twitch.tv/DJ The Force, you're able to watch the streams there. On Twitch, I actually do more than the tech talks. I actually have a variety of odd things that we're having there. We have music that's being played on a regular basis, gospel, house, R&B, even jazz. We've even gotten into jazz, we've gotten into blues. So if that's something you want to do, you can actually do that from twitch.tv/DJ The Force. For the tech talks, they only happen on Tuesdays. So the only stream that I will multi-stream on Facebook, which I have added Facebook to this particular stream, and YouTube. For Facebook, you can go to www.facebook.com/Music Sessions 313. For YouTube, you go to www.youtube.com/HHarvey3. Those are the avenues in which I do stream out here. And then, with that, I can show you some other features that I'm learning how to do. One thing that I am working on. Well, hello there, Miss Sexy E. One of the things I am working on is integrating the different platform chat rooms into OBS. It is easily done. Basically, you actually go to for YouTube, you actually go to YouTube, you go to your actual chat, you pop the chat out and copy the URL for that chat, and then you add it as one of your views. And what I mean by that is, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So here you would actually go to views, you would go to docs, and then you would go to custom. When you go to custom, you're allowed to add different features that aren't built into OBS by default. So here I have actually my chat for when I am not connected to my Twitch account, when I'm using a multi-stream service such as Streamlabs, which is the one I am using, or Stream Elements, or Restream, or StreamYards, and you're not connected directly to your Twitch account, you will lose the ability of certain features, which is your stats and your chat. So I've actually manually put it in here so that when I'm not connected to Twitch, I can still pull this chat into Twitch right here. And then with YouTube, I named the doc name YouTube. Again, you go to your channel, you go to your chat, you select pop out, and then you copy the URL off of that pop out, and then you place it as your URL here. And then once you do that, you're able to incorporate the chat from Twitch. That's Twitch. From YouTube here. It's asking me to sign into it so that we can get to it. So let's do that. And once you go through your two-step authorization, is it actually going to put the entire chat on the screen? Look at that. Not what I was looking for, huh? But if you scroll down here, here's your chat. So if I'm offline, or if another person from YouTube actually makes a comment, what should happen and it's doing everything but that. Oh, there it is right there. There is the chat right there. So you have your chat incorporated. It looks like you have your whole browser incorporated with the video and everything. But you have where you can actually add your chat, and then you can actually see what's going on with YouTube while you are actually streaming in OBS. The other thing that I have to learn how to do, which I haven't done yet, is how to do the same thing with Facebook so that I can have them lined up one by one and be able to see the questions from Facebook that is up there. When I try the same option on Facebook, which I'm looking at now, when I guess it probably is going to do the same thing. If I copy the link, it's going to give me the whole browser, and then I have to slide it over to the actual, let's give it a shot. I have to slide it over to the actual section. So we're going to go to docs. We're going to add a custom doc. We're going to add Facebook. Pop in the URL for Facebook and see what happens. We hit apply. Yep, and it pretty much does the same thing. It wants me to log in. Yeah, looking at it doesn't work exactly the same. So it doesn't give me the actual chat room. Though it gives me all the information as if the chat room is here. I see it's going to allow me to add a new message, but it doesn't look like it shows me right off the bat the actual chat. So that's something I'm going to have to do some research on and figure out how to actually incorporate that into your OBS. And you know, that's all I do have for the day. I may do something a little different today. I did want to try out a new feature, well, not a new feature, a new idea, or for me, it's not a new thing, but it's a new idea for me, where we can actually view and watch things on the stream as one group and comment on it. The thing that I wanted to do it with is a fan film based off of Star Trek. So what I'm gonna do is find an episode, queue it up, and then we're going to actually take a look at it and watch it. Copy URL. And let's see if I can get it to work, y'all. So we need to switch into drive-in mode in one moment here. Switch into drive-in mode in one moment here. Switch into drive-in mode in one moment here. And let's see if we can get it going here. And let's see if we can get it going here.
I'd like you to take a look at this gun. It's handcrafted to my specifications. Balance is excellent. Trigger responds to a pressure of 1 ounce. I'd like you to take a look at this gun.
I'm
It's handcrafted to my
quite familiar with the
specifications.
piece.
Balance is
Perhaps we
excellent.
could talk about this?
I rarely draw it unless I need to use it. Care for a demonstration?
Please. Perhaps we could talk about
Freeze program.
Care for a demonstration?
Is she everything I promised her?
Care for a
Never seen a
demonstration?
holographic program this detailed before. I swear I could almost smell the gun oil.
Is she everything I promised her? She's still in the experimental stage. Once we get the bugs out.
Never seen a holographic
Wild
program
Rose
this
Onyx
detailed
Heart.
before. I swear I could almost smell the gun oil.
Is she everything I promised her? She's still in the experimental stage. Once we get the
I'll
bugs
be right
out.
there. Never seen a holographic program
Rose
this
Onyx
detailed
Heart.
before. I swear I could almost smell the gun oil.
Is she everything I promised her? She's still in the experimental stage. Once we get the
I'll
bugs
be
out.
right there. Never seen a holographic program this detailed before. I swear I could almost smell the gun
Is she
oil.
everything I promised her? She's still in the experimental stage. Once we get the
I'll
bugs
be
out.
right there. Holographic program this detailed before. I swear I could almost smell the gun
Is she
oil.
everything I promised her? She's still in the experimental stage. Once we get the
I'll
bugs
be
out.
right there. Holographic program this detailed before. I swear I could almost smell the gun
Is she
oil.
everything I promised her? She's still in the experimental stage. Once we get the
I'll
bugs
be
out.
right there. Holographic program this detailed before. I swear I could almost smell the gun
Is she
oil.
everything I promised her? She's still in the experimental stage. Once we get the
I'll
bugs
be
out.
right there. Holographic program this detailed before. I swear I could almost smell the gun
Is she
oil.
everything I promised?
Are you getting sound?
Can't seem to. Warp drive and impulse engines are offline.
Uhura, anything?
Nothing, sir. I've tried friendship messages on all known hailing frequencies.
Ship's power now is 29%.
Can't seem to
She's
warp
failing
drive and
fast.
impulse engines are
Now offline.
Uhura,
Ready
anything?
phasers.
We don't have
Nothing,
enough
sir.
power for
I've tried
phasers, sir.
friendship
And
messages
upon
on all
everything we had to life support. Ship's
Photon
power now is
torpedoes.
29%. They might be able to get on one shot to offline.
Lock ready
We
phasers.
don't have enough power for phasers, sir. And
Do
upon
not.
everything we had to life support.
Photon torpedoes.
29%. They might be able to get on one shot to offline.
Lock ready
We
phasers.
don't have enough power for phasers, sir. And
Do
upon
not.
everything we had to life support.
Photon torpedoes.
29%. They might be able to get on one shot to offline.
Lock ready phasers.
We don't have enough power for phasers, sir. And
Do not.
upon everything we had to life support.
I think I know where it's coming from.
Cancel red alert. I'm sorry, Bones.
I think I know
I
where
know,
it's
John.
coming from.
Cancel red alert.
It's just hard to see the taking of any life, even if it's to save our own.
24%.
Sorry, Bones.
31%.
I
Still
think
climbing.
I know
I
where
know,
it's
John.
coming from.
Cancel red alert.
Detecting
It's
an
just
energy
hard to
buildup.
see the taking of any life, even if it's to save our own.
24%.
Sorry, Bones.
31%. Still
I think
climbing.
I know
I
where
know,
it's
John.
Cancel red
Detecting an
It's
energy
hard to
buildup.
see the taking of any life, even if it's to save our own.
24%.
Sorry, Bones.
31%. Still
I think
climbing.
I know
I
where
know,
it's
John.
Cancel red
Detecting
alert.
an energy
Hard to
buildup.
see the taking of any life, even if it's to save our own.
24%.
Sorry, Bones.
31%. Still climbing.
I know, John.
Detecting an energy
Hard to
buildup.
see the taking of any life, even if it's to save our own.
24%.
Sorry, Bones.
31%. Still climbing.
I know, John.
Detecting an energy
Hard to see
buildup.
the taking of any life, even if it's to save our own.
24%.
Sorry.
31%. Still climbing.
I know, John.
Detecting an energy
Hard to see
buildup.
the taking of any life, even if it's to save our own.
24%.
Sorry.
31%.
These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise.
Found it.
Its continuing mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
So this is a fan theory.
Captain's log, stardate 6147.3. It's been nearly 2 years since the alien called Apollo from Earth's ancient history tried to enslave us on Pollux 4. Now, a much older Apollo has reappeared, only this time on board the Enterprise.
Security to the bridge, on the double.
Apollo.
1,000 years in a day.
Rest, dearest. We continue because of you.
You continue. I am pleased. The final image my eyes behold is that of your face.
No. We're safe together. You can't go. I forbid it.
Live on for us.
Sleep, dwell upon thine eyes. Peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep in peace, so sweet to rest. Travel gently, beloved Athena.
Where did she go?
I don't know. Emptiness.
Don't know what I can do for him, but let's get him to sickbay.
Sir, you're not actually going to...
And the person playing Mr. Scott is actually James Doohan's son.
Power stabilized, sir. Shield's output is increasing, but...
But?
Well, pieces of whatever that thing out there were, sir, have hung to the ship's hull.
Captain, if that debris clogs the intake manifolds...
I sealed them, but we are stuck here until we can clear that debris.
Readings indicate the material to be innocuous once hardened. There is, however, an unknown corrosive substance at their centers.
Corrosive enough to eat through the hull?
Possibly. Suggestions, gentlemen?
What a weaponry.
We could go out on the hull with a couple hand phasers. Cut the residue from the ship's exterior.
Interesting strategy, Mr. Sulu.
By setting phasers to the proper resonant frequency, we should be able to easily scrape it off the hull without damaging it.
Aye, like sandpaper. But it's precision work. We can't afford the bumps.
I think Chekhov can handle that. Well, Mr. Sulu, up for a little walk outside?
Absolutely.
Very well. You and Simone from Structural Engineering suit up and get it done.
Aye, sir.
Mr. Scott, we'll monitor the EVA from here. You look concerned, Mr. Spock?
I am, Captain.
I think Sulu knows what he's doing.
It is not Sulu that concerns me. It is Apollo.
Yes.
I don't like him here one bit, but I feel somewhat responsible for him being here.
Curious he has aged so rapidly in 2 years.
Computer, analyze subject's age on screen.
Working. Subject on screen's physiological age based on established norms between 38 and 41 Earth years.
Now analyze the age of the subject currently in sickbay.
Working. Subject in sick bay's physiological age based on established norms between 77 and 82 Earth years.
I am at a loss to explain, Captain.
Well, why don't we pay our guest a little visit and get some answers? Scotty, you've got the counter.
Captain, Dr. Elise McKenna. I was recently assigned here
Now's not a good time, Doctor. How is he, Bones?
It's damn peculiar, Jim. I mean, his vitals are stable for now. Can't tell how long, though, especially in the condition he's in.
Condition?
He's dying, like any mortal human.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and that organ I detected on Pollux 4, it's still there, but it's barely detectable. I had to run 2 bioscans on him just to find it.
Captain Kirk.
So you remember me?
Yes. You have extended an undeserved kindness considering our history. For that I am grateful.
Don't mention it. What's the meaning of the attack on my ship?
The attack was not my doing. When we sensed your weapon approaching, Athena sacrificed her last portion of energy to allow us both to escape the realm.
Realm?
It was conceived by our race eons ago to be a place of eternal respite. The realm was to provide the energy for us to live on through eternity.
Clearly it did not operate as intended.
No. Hera, Poseidon, and my beloved Artemis were the first to arrive. The realm drained them of their life energy until they were too weak to escape. A malfunction caused it to siphon power from any nearby energy source, whether organic or artificial.
The power stations.
And your rapid aging.
Even a god without worship quickly withers. Because I waited for you, my children, I was the last to arrive. I was ill-prepared for what I discovered.
They were dying.
Yes. What was meant to be our sanctuary became our prison. One by one, my brothers and sisters slipped into oblivion, and I was powerless to save them.
I sympathize, Apollo. But nothing has changed. We can't give you the worship you want.
Much has changed. I no longer seek it. Time, who never dared to speak my name, now pursues me. Does that surprise you? Even please you? To know that I fear passing into oblivion?
No, it doesn't please us. But your presence on this ship is a great concern.
Then hear my plea. I ask you to take me to a world where mortals exist. And I feel the warmth of the sun, the evening breeze on my face.
No, so you can play God to another unsuspecting race?
I swear upon all Olympus, upon the holy temple itself. I only desire to spend my remaining days among them, as one of them.
I'm afraid that's a big risk, and not one I'm prepared to take.
To be a god for centuries, only to weaken and die alone. After my actions toward you, perhaps you believe that is what I deserve.
Jim, perhaps we should let him rest.
Check on Sulu's progress, and then I want to see the officers in the briefing room.
Yes, sir.
Bones, make sure Apollo is what he claims.
What's that?
powerless.
Captain! Captain!
Yes, Dr. McKenna, welcome aboard.
Thank you, sir. I'm very anxious to talk about this new
Of
position.
course you are. For the time being, I need you to help Dr. McCoy with our guest.
Yes, sir.
Minutes of this and we can go inside and use the shield array to scrape off the rest.
You love this stuff, don't you? No matter how hard we train, I can't get used to assignments like this. Give me artificial gravity any day.
Artificial gravity.
I'm Dr. McKenna. Are you feeling up for some company?
Company of a beautiful woman is always welcome.
You are just as charming as she said you were.
She?
Lieutenant Palamas. Carolyn.
Carolyn. The only mortal woman to ever spurn my love.
Well, she did so out of dedication for her crewmates. She also said it was the most difficult thing she'd ever done.
And why does she not declare this to me herself?
She died.
Carolyn gone as well?
After her experience with you, she decided to leave the ship. She died while helping some colonists who were infected by a plague.
Such sacrifice by such beauty. She's even more than I immediately knew her to be. A rare treasure, McKenna.
Elise.
Mr. Zulu, I'm reading increased hull temperature in your area. Reduce phaser strength by 20% to compensate.
That's gonna slow us down.
Aye, laddie, it will at that. But better to err on the side of caution, wouldn't you agree?
Simone, you heard him. Compensate.
I'm trying, it's not working.
Enterprise, we may have a problem out here.
Tell me, why didn't you and the other gods find another planet with humans where you could be worshipped?
So deep was our love for humanity, and our heartbreak when they rejected us. We couldn't bear the risk of such heartbreak again. Our only choice was the realm. Of all of us, none loved you humans more than I.
Well, you must understand the captain's concerns.
If only I could open up my heart and show him. Show all of you. All I desire is life and peace.
Are you all right, lad?
Slow, easy breath, Susan.
Better now.
Scotty?
Drain the powder, Captain. This was no bloody malfunction. That monster lying in sickbay, I lay odds on his doing.
Apollo is in no condition
Well,
to do
sir,
it.
remember what he did to Carolyn, and now he's killed Simone.
Everything was going as planned, Captain. Simone was trying to compensate. His phaser. I tried to help him, but there's nothing I could do.
It's all right, Sulu. It's all right.
Bones?
He's okay. Bit shaken, but no permanent damage.
I'm fine, Captain. But Simone, his body.
We'll bring him home. You get some rest. Return to duty when you're feeling up to it, all right?
Bones? Scotty, you're with me. It's him. He's to blame for all this.
There's no reason to believe that this was anything more than a tragic accident.
I tell you, he's behind us somehow. He wants us all on our knees praying to him.
It would be illogical for Apollo to kill us, especially considering how desperate he seems for our help.
I agree with Spock.
A decision needs to be made about Apollo and what to do with him. As my senior officers, I'm bringing you in on that decision with me.
Right now, Apollo's in no condition to do anything. Maybe what he claims is true.
Dr. McCoy, you can't be serious. Simone would be alive right now if that creature hadn't come aboard.
Dr. McCoy's point is valid. Apollo's appearance here could be, as he said, a matter of survival. He is now the last of his race.
I sympathize, gentlemen. But not to the point where the safety of the crew is in jeopardy.
We have no further facts at this time, Captain.
And he hasn't demonstrated any aggressiveness toward anyone, Jim. We're the ones keeping him locked up in sick bay.
Captain, if our objective is to determine Apollo's true intentions, perhaps it is time we, what is the saying, give him enough rope.
Something like that.
I don't believe it! That'll be enough, Mr. Scott. Hi, sir. If you'll excuse me. I need to continue repairing the damage caused by our guest.
Scotty's not as forgiving as some, Jim. Seeing Apollo again has really reopened some old deep wounds.
He doesn't trust him. Can't say I really blame him. Have the security detail accompany Apollo and allow him to walk about the ship a bit. And Spock.
Yes, Captain.
Make it a short leash.
Many things have changed on your Earth over the centuries. Some things have not.
Well, one thing has changed. I have one less crewman than I did an hour ago. Perhaps you can tell me how your realm managed to kill one of my men.
I have little knowledge of this matter.
That's
Captain.
not good enough. Look, if you want our help, you're going to have to start providing some answers.
The realm thrives on energy. Survival became its sole purpose. Athena and I were its prisoners. Had your ship not been so close, we would have been unable to escape. Perhaps you have reconsidered my request.
I have a responsibility to my Federation's non-interference directive to allow someone with your history to descend upon some planet and set up church.
Your history tapes show how humans have evolved as a species, yet your Federation's promise of compassion and benevolence seem little more than words.
Is that all you learned from our history? I assure you, our decision will be a just one. In the meantime, if you're feeling up to it, you may walk about the ship, get to know present-day humanity from some of its best representatives, my crew, accompanied by security, of course.
Of course. I'm pleased to see I was remembered.
Yes, you were remembered, but not as a deity.
One starry night on the moon of Sidon, we'll meet and we'll fly off forever as one.
I knew this was important to you, so I wanted to keep it safe.
You will honor me if you continue to do so. You know, you have the voice of an angel.
Thank you.
There's that of another. My sister Artemis.
Thank you. Wait, you're the Greek god of music.
I am. I was.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No. It's all right, my child. Even through the centuries, music still echoes in my mind. The battles, heroes, bravery, love. To love a mortal was to watch the sun rise on a perfect day, only to mourn too quickly its setting into eternal night. Walk you and I through the gardens of old. Adorn thou my love in silver and gold. Drink of sweet wine as brave tales are told. Pray to the gods that we may love 1,000 years in a day. Thank you. Very kind. It pleases me that you still enjoy my music, my children.
It was just lovely.
You know, Marsyas once challenged me to a contest of music.
Who is Marsyas?
Marsyas was a satyr who believed he could play his flute as proficiently as I my lyre. After we both played, the muses declared the contest a tie, until I decreed that we both play and sing at the same time. An impossible feat for Marsyas.
Engineering to Captain Kirk.
Kirk here.
Scott here, sir. My panels are lighting up with malfunctions everywhere. Some of that corrosive junk definitely got into some of our systems.
How bad is it?
I don't know yet. I'm working out a way to rig up a ship-wide electromagnetic pulse to wipe it out all in one shot.
Well, do what you can, Scotty. Keep me informed. Kirk out. Come.
Captain, I thought now...
Yes, Lieutenant?
I thought now might be a good time for that little chat.
Well, you're certainly persistent.
I get that a lot.
Give me 1 minute. I suppose you feel like you need to prove yourself, being Starfleet's first on-board ship's counselor.
Not, I assume, unlike you, feeling like you had to prove yourself when you became captain at 33. The youngest starship captain in Starfleet history.
32. But close enough.
My mistake. Captain, part of my job is to assess the psychological condition of all on board, even alien life forms like Apollo, and make recommendations.
And I'll bet you have one.
Yes, I do. I believe him. I believe that he is sincere about everything that he says. Whatever Apollo might have been once upon a time, his experiences since then have changed him.
But changed him how? That's what I need to know before I could even consider granting his request. If I'm wrong, there's no telling what he's liable to do.
But can't that be said about any one of us? In each of us, there's the potential to do great things and to do dangerous and unpredictable things. How is Apollo any different?
Well, the last time I checked, neither you nor I were ever worshipped as gods. I'd call that a big difference.
He watched his friends die in that realm. And now he's here. Alone. And he's facing death himself. I truly believe that if we let the...
Kirk here.
Spock here, Captain. I suggest you come to Rec Room 6 as soon as possible.
Why? What is it?
I think you should see for yourself.
On my way.
When Troilus, the young Trojan prince, rejected Achilles' lustful advances, he sealed the fate of himself and his city. Achilles arrived at Troy with 50 ships, his arrogance only matched by his rage. On that fateful day when Paris fired his arrow, it was I who guided it into Achilles' heel. Payment for the sacrilege of murdering Troilus, my son, on the very altar of Apollo.
I'd like a word, please. Outside. What was that back there? Your idea of Olympian honor? You assured us you had no desire for worship. This is a pretty poor way of proving yourself worthy of our help.
It is you who are not worthy.
If you expect us to... Is this a preview of what you intend to do to some unsuspecting planet? Well, you'll never get there, and you'll die alone. Is that what you want?
I want what is mine. Humanity's worship and love.
Humanity never loved you. They feared you. No god should survive on fear.
Enough! Receive the wage of your blasphemy!
You're going to the brig.
Take him to sickbay. Tell McCoy to put him in restraints and sedate him if he has to.
Aye, sir.
Help Dr. McKenna.
Come with me.
All right, everyone, back to your stations. I guess Scotty was right.
How so?
You were here, Spock. You saw what just happened.
Yes, sir. While Apollo clearly had influence on those in the recreation room, I do not believe he intended to behave as he did.
So you think he can't control it? He's been this divine parasite for so long that he just can't help himself, is that it?
It has been my experience that humans, if not most beings, are unable to change their behaviors that are deeply embedded by choice. It is often forced by tragedy or outside intervention.
Well, Apollo's therapy will not be at the expense of the crew of the Enterprise, I can promise you that. Apparently you can't teach an old god new tricks.
Easy, Jim. He's restrained.
He offered his wrists for the straps.
What words can I offer, Captain?
How about an explanation?
Even a god can lose control.
But you said you weren't a god anymore.
I'm not. I'm a fool. I believed I could control the deepest ancient drives by sheer force of my will. I see now I cannot. You will not help me then, will you?
That little show of yours demonstrated exactly why I can't.
Nor should you. I'm sorry.
So am I. But I don't see any alternative.
Wait! The organ in my body.
That's what allows you to channel the power from that temple of yours.
Yes, yes. But it serves another purpose.
I'm listening.
It's what converts mortal worship into energy. An energy that defies your understanding. I cannot control it as I first believed. But neither will I let it control me.
If thine eye offends thee, then pluck it out. It's a quote from one of our greatest Earth books. You want me to remove the organ?
Yes.
Can you do it, Bones?
Well, I don't know, Jim. It's removing an organ's straightforward enough stuff, but considering...
I accept any risk. My powers must be extinguished permanently if I am to survive. And no god, no one, should survive on fear.
It's your call.
Please, Doctor. I have faith in you.
Captain's log supplemental. While ship surgeon McCoy performs elective surgery on Apollo to remove what the medical staff has deemed the God organ, Mr. Scott has come up with a solution to our other problem. He and his engineering team begin within the hour.
Sickbay to Captain Kirk.
Kirk here, Bones.
Well, it's done, Jim. He's very weak, and I couldn't give you a guess about a recovery. But it's out.
Understood. Join us in the briefing room as soon as you're able. Well, gentlemen, thanks to some skillful work by our good doctor, it is probable that Apollo no longer has the urge to thrive on the worship of others. I would therefore like to revisit the question of resettling him.
Well, as with any surgery, we'll have to wait and see for a while, but I'm fairly sure he's harmless now.
I believe Apollo's sincerity and intentions were demonstrated by his willingness to have an organ that he has relied on for centuries removed.
Forgive me for saying so,
Revisit
gentlemen,
the
but it
question
seems
of
like a lot
resettling
of wishful thinking.
Well, as with any surgery,
We've got
we'll
nothing
have to
but
wait and see
Apollo's
for a while,
word
but I'm
that
fairly
removing
sure
that
he's
thing will
harmless
make
now.
a wee bit of
I believe
difference.
Apollo's
What would you
sincerity
suggest,
and
Scotty?
intentions were demonstrated by his willingness to have an organ that he has relied on for centuries removed.
I just feel that forgive me for saying so,
Revisit
gentlemen,
the
but it
question
seems
of
like a lot
resettling.
of wishful thinking.
Well, as with any surgery,
We've got
we'll
nothing
have
but
to
Apollo's
see for a while,
word
but I'm
that
fairly
removing
sure
that
he's
thing will
harmless
make
now.
a wee bit of
I believe
difference.
Apollo's
What would you
sincerity
suggest,
and
Scotty?
intentions were demonstrated by his willingness to have an organ that he has relied on for centuries removed.
What's the status?
You
Forgive me for saying so.
ready to trigger their surge and sweep the ship's systems of that gunk.
I will monitor Mr. Scott's progress from the bridge.
How long?
I can have it for you in 10 minutes.
10 minutes it is. Dismissed, gentlemen. Offering himself up for major surgery. Maybe he is sincere, Bones.
Maybe. Maybe not. One thing's for certain, Jim. We can't come to a consensus soon. It won't matter. Rather than feel the warmth of the sun, Apollo will probably die at sick
Scott to bridge. We're ready to begin.
At your discretion, Mr. Scott.
It's working, Captain. The pulse has so far eliminated 30% of the foreign substance.
Well done, Scotty.
Good riddance. Get off my ship.
Bridge, I'm reading a buildup of electrostatic energy in your systems. I advise that you step away from your stations as a precaution while I try to compensate.
Sulu, tell McCoy we're coming. You've got to come. Bones!
simulator. Jim, No, damn it.
Doctor.
No! Get me the bypass.
Bones.
Apollo, I do not know what you hope to accomplish, but your recovery will require what little energy you have remaining.
What happened?
It's all right. Removing that organ was supposed to render him powerless. How did he do that?
Can't tell you that if I was from Mount Olympus myself, but he has more energy now than he did before the surgery.
Something, Spock?
Is it possible that Apollo's species are able to draw power from something other than worship?
Well, Apollo himself said that it was the organ that converted worship into energy.
Life energy, he said. What are you getting at, Spock?
Sacrifice. Why not? We've seen species throughout the galaxy that draw energy from many different sources.
If that's the case, why all this insistence on worship?
Perhaps the gods assumed that since worship from humans empowered them, that was the only thing that did so.
Let's find out. How's he doing?
He is fine.
What you did, that was really something.
I don't fully understand it myself. But when I saw Lieutenant Uhura lying there, and the grief on all your faces, I realized the universe was a better place with her in it.
So you thought saving her would kill you?
Well, not only did you not die, but we believe that the energy you gained actually came from your act of sacrifice.
Do you mean to say that...
All the centuries demanding worship, forcing adoration, striking those who resisted. You never considered there may be another way, a better way.
No. We did not.
It is unlikely that sacrificial acts alone will provide you with the energy you once enjoyed.
So, no more Thunderbolts.
But if you continue in this manner, it is conceivable that you could prolong your life indefinitely.
We never knew.
I'd like to see the senior officers in the briefing room, please. And keep an eye on him. And that, gentlemen, is where we stand. I believe Apollo has demonstrated that he can live peaceably among humanoids as one of them.
Our present course will take us past the Basilian Epsilon system. The second planet is a simple humanoid population.
Apollo sacrificed himself to save one of our own. And now he's placed his fate in our hands. All those in favor of finding him a new home, This will be a new experience for you.
And I am eager for it. Captain Kirk, you and your crew have my deepest thanks. None of this would have been possible without your enlightenment.
Well, that's what we mortals do.
You'll find the inhabitants of this planet to be a simple people, at a cultural development stage similar to the Earth's 14th century.
Which means you'll have plenty of opportunities to practice that newfound gift of yours.
And I shall do so with all of my heart. I swear it. Thank you. Thank you.
Godspeed, Apollo. Energize. Captain's log, stardate 6147.9. Mr. Scott reports that repairs have begun on the 3 affected power stations in this quadrant. They are scheduled to be back online in 3 weeks' time. On a personal note, it's good to have Lieutenant Uhura back on duty. Well, Dr. Leonard McCoy, surgeon to the gods.
Who would have thought? Just an old country doctor like me.
You must be quite proud.
Darn tootin'. I may write a paper.
I find it highly unlikely that Starfleet would allow such a paper to be published. Based on the highly sensitive subject matter, of course.
Well, regardless, gentlemen, Apollo learned what it took our respective peoples centuries to discover. Self-sacrifice is the best way to live, benefiting both the giver and the receiver.
And if I had an entire culture worshiping at my feet on bended knee, I'm not so sure I'd be in a hurry to change things either. But one thing's clear, they sure did love humanity.
Apollo still does.
Just something about us lovable humans, don't you think, Jim?
Oh, now, don't pout, Mr. Spock. I'm sure they would have loved the Vulcans just as much had they landed there.
What's not to love?
I wasn't... Captain, I'll be at my station.
Take us out of here, Mr. Sulu. Ahead, warp 2.
Aye, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You can't know what this means. You've done my family a great service. Thank you. Thank you.
And there you have it. The first attempt to look at a fan film Star Trek episode. It was interesting. If you could get around the fact that the original people weren't the original people, you could actually get into this. And in a lot of ways, the sets were even done a little better than they were originally. So yeah, it is a Very, 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 very interesting show. So, for those of you who did watch it, I hope that you enjoyed the show. It's one of the things I want to start doing. So, I hope that it's interesting to you. And as you can see at the bottom, it has a whole list of other fan films that were done off from the same production studio or same YouTuber. So I hope you really, 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 really liked it. So it's very, 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 very interesting of different things that we can do with our streaming tools and what we can do to keep ourselves not just entertained, but give us things to improve our streams a little better, where we can actually just set up stuff like this and just have a, I don't want to call it a watch party because that's what Twitch called their Amazon piece, but you can have a movie night, a virtual movie night with your fellow Twitch listeners. So it's something that we need to start looking into. I'm going to really start doing more things like this. And I'll say this officially, if the Tech Talk Tuesdays don't take off like I expected, this may be its replacement. We never know. But, you know, that's something we'll look at in the near future. Well, I hope that I was able to give you some new information, show you some new features that you can use with Twitch so that you can make your stream the best stream possible. What we're going to do here is actually, I'm going to strike up the band, play some more music for us, and then from there, we're going to find someone to raid. And the band has been strucken up. So I'm going to go ahead and find somebody for us to raid. Again, I hope you like what you've been listening to as we get ready to find someone to pass this to. Actually, I'm going to take a look at the chat, because if there's nobody in the chat, there's no need to raid. Yeah, I don't see a need for us to raid. We don't have people in here to actually do the raid. So Facebook, YouTube, I hope you did get to enjoy this Tech Talk Tuesday. You can join me on Thursday, possibly on Thursday, for Thursday House Tracks exclusively on Twitch TV. And I say possibility because that is also the same day I will have a internet upgrade done so that I can improve the stream by giving you a better quality stream by giving me more bandwidth to actually stream the material that I have out. So if the internet provider has upgraded my stream by 5 p.m. on Thursday, then we will be on for our Thursday House Tracks. If he can do it reasonably close to that, then we'll probably come on a little bit later than that. But we'll see what's what. I do appreciate everybody that checked out this stream. I'm going to switch over to the credits, and I'm going to wish everybody a good night.